Britain and the European Union are set to announce a breakthrough on a Brexit deal. Officials on both sides are hammering out the final details, and they have 1 week left to meet a year-end deadline when the UK leaves the bloc. Ollie Barrett joins us now live from London. Ollie, plenty of anticipation that a deal is going to be sealed today. Is it possible, and what's causing the delay?
It's certainly possible, and the anticipation comes from briefing that we were getting overnight from both sides, from London and from Brussels, suggesting that a deal was imminent. The camera crews were being prepared to film statements from Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, and Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission President. But negotiations were still going on at that point. They still are going on. Both sides are going through the 2,000 pages or so of legal documents that the shape of the deal already has, trying to make sure there aren't any mistakes in there or ambiguities or things that will come back and trip people up after a deal is agreed. But they are also still talking about the thorny issue of fishing rights in British waters. We understand that they're getting really specific down to individual species of fish and who can catch what and where and how many. Really difficult talks continuing, and European sources at the moment are saying it could still be a few hours more of negotiation. Well, at that point, both sides will have a decision to make. Do they press on with these negotiations into the Christmas Eve evening here in Europe, perhaps into the early hours of Christmas Day? Or if they haven't reached a deal in the coming hours, do they press pause and return after Christmas? They certainly want to get a deal done. They also certainly don't want to crash into everyone's Christmas Day if they can possibly avoid it.
Yeah, compromise needed for any deal, Ollie. What kind of concessions then are both sides likely to make?
It's clear that both sides have made concessions in various areas. For example, the UK pushed back a little bit in terms of what's called dynamic alignment, the idea that the European Union effectively wanted Britain to sign up to many of its rules and regulations and standards on an ongoing basis and could be punished unilaterally if it diverged. We've certainly slipped back from that position, and the UK, I think, considers that a win. The European Union certainly feels that it has won more fish out of British waters than the UK wanted to grant it. But again, the UK feels that it's got a shorter transition period to the point at which it can say it has full control of British waters and fishing quotas in those waters. There are lots of areas that over the coming months we are going to hear both sides claiming that they won a victory here. And certainly there's a lot of detail that we don't yet know. But it is clear that both sides have made compromises in what has been, if a deal is reached, one of the quickest processes towards reaching a trade deal that we have ever seen. Now, opponents of Boris Johnson will say that's because the deal was never very ambitious. He will say, I promised I would get Brexit done, and I have.
All right, Maria, thanks for getting us up to speed with developments in the UK. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.